Hello everyone, today we will be presenting financial management, which consists of forecasted cash budget, income statement, balance sheet, and comment on company policy. So first of all, I'm Zixing, and this is Joshua, Qiming, Lian, Juntang, and Felix. So I will be passing to Lian to start the presentation.
I will present cash receipt and cash payment. The blue bar will present cash receipt, however the red bar will present cash payment. The cash receipt bar shows that in the month of February we will receive a higher amount of cash. It's about 5 million ringgit. Because LTSB has estimated that there will be more customers make their booking for adventure and beach holiday package. However, in the month of July and August, there will be less customers make their booking. Therefore, LTSB will receive lower cash compared to others months. It is about 200,000. In the cash payment bar, LTSB has estimated that at the month of August, there will be highest amount of payments, which is around 2 million ringgit. However, during the months of October to December, LTSB has estimated there will be less amount of payments. LTSB also estimates that the payment for the airline and hotel charges alone will be highest in the month of August and will be lowest at the month of May. This is due to the beach holiday package taken in the month of August is highest and in the month of May is lower. Now I will pass to Jeremy to present.
So now I'm going to talk about the cash flow and ending balance of LTSB. As you can see in the projected cash flow graph, LTSB will have the most cash flow in the month of February, which is at approximately 3.3 million ringgit. This is simply because the cash they receive in the month is more than the cash they are going to pay. On the other hand, during the month of June to September, they will have negative cash flow, which means this is not a good sign because the money they are going to pay is more than the money they will receive in those months. Okay, so now let's have a look at the ending balance graph. As you can see, the trend of the ending balance of LTSB is going up from January to May and going down to October. And they will even have negative cash flow during the month of September and October, which means that LTSB will be holding no cash and they will owe people money during that month. However, LTSB will have a positive ending balance at the end of the end, which is at approximately 1.4 million ringgit. And so now I will have some suggestions for the management, which they can borrow short-term loan to pay the loan and to prevent to get a bad reputation, and they can do some promotion or advertisement about the package, holiday package, so that they can attract more customers during those months which is lack of customer, so they can get more money to pay the payment. Okay, so now we pass to Felix to proceed with the presentation.
Today I will be presenting about the income statement. Based on this income statement, after taking all the total sales minus all the expenses, there will be only 211,500 left as the profit for the company. Now the question is, if this amount of profit is good enough for the company or not. By using this formula, taking the net profit divided by the total sales, which will give us around 1.29% as profit margin. Meaning to say that the company will only make around 1% as profit throughout the entire year, which I think it is very small. So one of the ways to increase the net profit is to increase the number of sales or the price. To increase the sales, we can introduce promotion packages so that more people will want to book for the holidays. If we cannot increase the sales, we can increase the price for the holidays. On the other hand, we can also decrease the costs and expenses to make more profit. We may not be able to reduce the expenses. This is because some of the items such as salary, electricity bill, rental are fixed throughout the entire year. We can try to reduce the cost by signing up a contract with the airline and hotel to get cheaper booking price. That's all from me. Next, I'll pass it to Jimmy.
Now presenting about the balance sheet. For our balance sheet, we have prepared a horizontal analysis balance sheet. Throughout the horizontal analysis, we can compare balance sheet for current year and forecasted year. From the horizontal analysis, we notice that the most significant change is the cash and business equity. So this is the horizontal analysis balance sheet. By comparing the current year and forecast year, we can see the changes in percentage and ringgit Malaysia. We also produced a bar chart to show comparative between current year and forecast year. The blue color shows current year and the green color shows forecast year. From bar chart, we notice that the total asset increased by 27.5%. This is because the expected cash has increased by 25.1% for forecasted year. Besides that, there is also an increase in total equity by 31.1%. This is because of the increase of net profit. We do not know the net profit increased by how much because there is no net profit shown in the current year. However, we do know that the business is getting better because they are not making loss. Other minor observations that can be mentioned are the small changes such as reduction of equipment and furniture due to the 20% of depreciation. Another minor changes was the trade payable expected increase 29.8% in following year. Now I'll pass it to Susie.
Okay, so now I will be talking about the company policy. Based on the question, it mentioned that LTSB recognized profit after the holiday is taken. So we found out that there are two accounting principles that are involved in the company policy, which is the accrual basis and the cash basis. Okay, for accrual basis, revenue are recognized when earned and expenses are recognized when incurred. Basically, money earned when the responsibility is carried out. So the profit in accrual basis equals to revenue earned minus the expenses incurred. Whereas for cash basis, revenues are recognized when cash is received and the expenses are recorded when the cash is paid. So basically, money is earned as soon as the payment is received, regardless of whether the responsibility is carried out. So this can be also known as actual cash transaction. So the profit in cash accounting equals to revenue received minus the expenses paid. So this is the process of accrual and cash basis. So for accrual basis, the transactions are recorded when the goods are delivered. Whereas for the cash basis, transactions are recorded after the cash is received. So now I will be passing to Joshua.
So now that Justin has gone through the two main accounting principles that was involved, we now know that the main difference between accrual basis and cash basis is when do we actually recognize the transfer of money. So let's relate it back to the policy of LTSB. It is mentioned here that LTSB recognizes profit only when the actual holiday has been taken. So talking back about profit, we know that profit means revenue minus expenses. In this case, revenue would be the money collected from the payment made by the customers when they book, and expenses would be the costs incurred when they pay the hotel and airline charges. Okay. Now, the question to us is to comment and evaluate on this policy. So, we know that LTSB's policy is following accrual basis. What if we use the principle of cash basis? So if they follow the cash basis, it is not entirely wrong either. This is because when the moment LTSB has collected the money from the customer when they book, and they make the payment towards the hotel and airline charges, they are considered to have completed their responsibility already for the customer. So when you do that, the only payments they have to deal, the only thing they have to deal with would be the hotel and airline charges. Now, why do they have to deal with the hotel and airline charges? Because the problem here is that the timing of the payments. Because the timing of the payments will rely on whether or not the customer has actually gone for his holiday or not. So, to do that, the hotel and airline has to record down who has gone for, whether or not they have gone for holiday. Because if some of them were to cancel it, it would affect the payments. Like stated in the question, only some of them will be 60% payment, and while some of them will be only 100% payment. And on another note, it can also be mentioned that we can use cash basis, provided that there's no refund to the customer. So let's say if we use cash basis again, and that the customer has the right to have the refund if they make the cancellation booking. So it would mean that when we receive the money, and then if they make the cancellation and we have to refund it back to them, it would affect the transaction recorded. So therefore, since the question did not really talk about the refund, it is not wrong to use the cash basis. The only problem is whether or not the information is important and usable or not. So that would be the end of this. And so that concludes for the financial management presentation of our group. We hope you understand, and thank you very much.